What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We got a new pen. I'll have to say, I am really excited about this. This is not an unboxing. I've been using it for a few days. And if you do not have one of these, you must use the link in the description, order this pen, put Dylan10 in the discount code part to get 10% off and buy yourself one of these pens. This is like a industry standard. Everybody knows that you have to have this. It's gonna change your life. Like, you might not need another pen ever after you buy one of these. I've heard all of this stuff, right? This is that pen. This is like kind of like a Lamy 2000, okay? Spoiler alert, it's the Pilot 823. I have to tell you, they're not wrong. So it comes in this big box because it not only comes with the pen, but it also comes with a bottle of Pilot Blue. This is actually like a Namiki color. Pilot Namiki Blue. That is not in this pen right now. It is a nice blue, but to me, that's all it is. It's a nice blue. It cooperates well, it cleans well, it writes well. I did write with it for one kind of load of ink, one fill of ink. Well, maybe a half a fill of ink. Then I was like, let's put something more exciting in it. But anyway, that's it, that comes with that. So now we have the Pilot Custom 823. Let me get this out of there and we will look at the pen itself. Okay. So this is the amber one. I'll try to get some B-roll so you can see the fact that it is translucent. For those of you that are not familiar, this is a vacuum filling pen. And here's the weird part about it, okay? It's kind of like the Lamy 2000 in the way that it's just a pen. Right? It's not like, doesn't have some cool design. It's just like a classic cigar shaped pen. So you would think, why would I buy this? There's so much other cool stuff out there. Until you unscrew the cap and you look at this nib. This nib is one of the best fountain pen nibs in all of the land. I cannot tell you how good it is. It's mind-blowing how good it is. I had no idea when everybody says, you should get one of these. And everybody told me that about the Lamy 2000 too. And then I'm like, whatever, it's a boring pen. This looks like a boring pen. Then you get it and you start to write with it. And you're like, oh, now I see what everybody means when they say you must have a Pilot 823. Huge ink capacity. Excellent nib, very long nib, so you stay way away from the paper when you write. There's really not a whole lot to say about the ergonomics of the pen. Of course, it posts. It's just a pen, which means that there's like nothing. Not to steal a word from Mike Madison, but it's perfectly cromulent. Like, everything is just good. And not just good, but like premium feeling, premium workmanship, and it's not just cromulent. It's like the standard. This is like the standard that all pens should live up to when it comes to just writability for the money. Now, can you go and get a $1,000 fountain pen? That's pretty cool. Yeah, you can. I'm sure a Mont Blanc 149 would give this a run for its money. However, for a less than a third of the cost, you know, we're talking about something that is a lifelong pen. You buy one and you have this for the rest of your life. Now, all of that being said, there's a couple things you need to know. One is it is a vacuum filler, okay? So there is a big ink reservoir here, and there is a little seal down at the bottom, and then there is a second reservoir here, which means you can write a couple of pages and then you might run out of ink. So then what you have to do is unscrew this and just write for a few minutes or a couple seconds, and it will refill that second reservoir. I don't want to do it now because when I'll squirt ink everywhere, but when you fill the pen, you unscrew this and pull the knob out. And then what you would do is you would take your bottle of ink, you would dip it in the bottle of ink, and you would push down on the plunger, and it would go pop, and you would watch the ink fill up in the pen because it's a vacuum filler. This is obviously not the only vacuum filler in the world, but it's a very good one. And it works really well. The cool part about having those two separate ink capacities is that you can fly with this on a plane, and the big ink reservoir not only will last you all week while you're on your trip, but it will also be sealed off from the section so that you don't leak ink everywhere. So this is a great travel pen, even though it might not look like a great travel pen when you look at it because it's not a, brass or something else, but it's pretty awesome. I don't like the ball clip. I think that's just a clip. But again, I don't necessarily get super excited about how the pen looks because it just looks like a pen until you write with it. All right, so this is, we'll just write big, how about that? The Pilot Custom 823. This is the medium nib. Of course, it's a Japanese pen, so the nib size is pretty fine in comparison to like a German size medium nib. It's soft, it's bouncy, it's not flexy, but it does have some bounce to it, and it just feels great. It's like one of the things Leslie mentioned when she wrote with it is, it's just so smooth. It writes full width with just the weight of the pen, right? Like there's just no resistance at all whatsoever. The ink that I have in here right now is Waringal. What is this? For Whom the Bell Tolls. I really like this ink. It is a dark green with a bunch of red sheen in it. So it's just a really fun ink to write with. Really smooth, nice and wet, complements the style of the nib that we have here very well. And let me tell you, you could just write and write and write and write, and then here's what will happen. You'll be writing, and all of a sudden the ink will start to look, the line will just look a little bit thinner. And then once you get to that point, then all you do is you just unscrew this real quick. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to, pull up on it or anything. You just unscrew it real quick, and then you just keep writing, and it'll fill up that bottom again. You just write for a couple minutes, a couple words like that, screw that back down, and then you're good for another, page, page and a half, 2 pages, something like that. So that might seem like an inconvenience, but it actually makes it really easy, or it makes the pen really a good pen to travel with. And as usual with all Pilot pens that I've had so far, the quality is fantastic. I got this at Atlas Pens, at Atlas Stationers. You can go to atlasstationers.com and use Dylan10 to get 10% off on yours. They have the smoke one, the amber one, which is what this one is, kind of translucent, and then they have a clear one with gold hardware too, which is pretty cool. And that's actually a newer model that was only previously available in Japan, and now you can get it in the United States. So there you go. There is my new favorite kind of, I don't want to say grail pen, but at the same time, it's a pen that everybody should have. The Pilot Custom 823. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next video.